I'm Malcolm Gallagher of BizVision, and this is the third and final taster session with Will Fugard of Gusto. That's www.drinkgusto.com for listeners, by the way. One of the key aspects I've learned about Gusto drinks is how they sit very comfortably with food, a healthy alternative to other drinks. So in this taster session, Will tell me about blood orange, ginger with chipotle, and my wife Kim's favorite Sicilian lemon with yuzu. And what a problem I've had of hiding the Sicilian lemon from her so that I have a bottle left for this taster session. But I'll chat along with Will, and we'll also talk about meal pairing of these great drinks. Let's go, Will. Where are we starting today?
Hi, Malcolm. Why don't we start with your wife's favourite for so that you can actually get the bottle, you know,
yes,
down your gullet without it being stolen off you.
Got
Here
you.
we go. Sicilian lemon with yuzu.
Ooh.
Gonna go straight in for the pour.
What is yuzu? What is
yuzu? Yuzu is a wonderful little lemon, native to China and Korea, and it grows high up in the mountains. Can withstand temperatures right down to about -10. Knobbly little lemon with not much juice in, lots of seeds, but boy oh boy, it's got a really special flavor. It's got a wonderful aroma, a wonderful bouquet, and it's got the most unique citrus flavor to it, which is somewhere between a clementine and a pomelo. It sits in a sort of world of citrus, very distinctive. It's grown a bit in popularity because a lot of the chefs now, a lot of Michelin-starred chefs, are using yuzu, and it kind of interweaves with our conversations about food pairing. They're using yuzu because it's a really good foil with things like fish. Then you can use the peel and the rind and the juice, and they use it in everything from mayonnaises to ways of preparing fish and salads. Lots and lots of food from Southeast Asia might also include it as well. So it's a really lovely flavor. We set out to try and make the world's finest lemonade. Just, you know, why wouldn't one? And so we thought, let's go for it. It's not going to be the cheapest lemonade on the block, because yuzu is an expensive ingredient. And we spent about 18 months trying to find a source of yuzu that delivered on flavor, that delivered on look. And we were bringing in yuzu from Japan and from Korea, from all over the areas that grow it. And it wasn't quite hitting the mark, to the point that we sort of almost put the project on the back burner. And then we came across a gentleman who had 400 yuzu trees outside Valencia in Spain. He's growing his own yuzu. So we got in contact with him, and we started buying fresh juice from him, absolutely fresh as you like, fresh juice from him, but also the peel, the cold pressed peel, so an oil from the peel. And with these two ingredients, we were able to do this, to make this drink, to create a really special lemonade that has that lovely flavor of Sicilian lemons, organic Sicilian lemons, and then we bring in that yuzu, and it just gives that wonderful, it lifts it, it softens it. It's a subtle flavor. I think that's one of the reasons it's used with food. It has a subtlety and a bouquet about it. It's a really lovely flavor, and it's made a fantastic lemonade. And again, you know, we sweeten with apple, with grape, with agave. The drink's fair trade. It's under 100 calories, and it's just a very satisfying drink. It's not too sweet. It's not too punchy on your taste buds, which is, I think, why relevantly when we talk about pairing soft drinks with food, you don't want something that's going to overly dominate. And this is a very flexible drink. This will work beautifully with some of the calmer dishes, let's say. But if you're eating a slightly more sophisticated fish dish, those sorts of dishes that you don't want to be overpowered, I would argue Sicilian lemon yuzu is your go-to. It's a really, really lovely drink. Over ice, exquisite. Pop a bit of gin in it, it's next level. I mean, it's got wonderful applications. I can talk about this. We make soft drinks for adults, not trying to pollute the minds of young people, but this is a wonderful mixer.
Yeah, I must tell you how about the little story with Kim, my wife. There, she's a busy lady. Obviously, running our business with all the hundreds of podcasts and everything we're up to, involvement in hospitality, a grandmother, and obviously a mother, and finding some time by herself sometimes is not easy. But when she grabbed the Sicilian yuzu, when you kindly sent along for you, she grabbed that, went off to the conservatory. It was a wonderfully warm day. Got her book, which is something about some Cornish story at the moment, and this bottle. And she said I had the most relaxing enjoyable time I've had for a long time. So, ladies, you may want to emulate Kim and grab a bottle of Sicilian lemon juice and your favorite book, and just enjoy.
Wonderful. Well, I'm glad you both enjoyed it so much. It is a lovely drink. It's we're really proud of it, and it makes up a nice trio of non-cola drinks, if you will. Which I'll come on to the next one. Actually, I'll come on to our blood orange.
Right.
I know we talked a little bit about this when we were talking about our Super DC immune support drink.
Yeah.
This is really celebrating the blood orange. As I think I've mentioned before, we buy them direct from a farmer on Mount Etna. They grow at the top of the mountain or near the top of the halfway up the mountain. They have the benefit of all that change in climate, temperature, daytime temperatures, nighttime temperatures that make the blood orange flush a lovely red color. It tastes exquisite, and it's not too sweet. It's probably the simplest drink we make, but it's very, very lovely. It's very refreshing. It's hugely popular. Makes an exquisite mixer, and is a very flexible partner with food. I would say it's just a delicious drink.
Yeah,
pretty much with everything. It's got a lovely color to it. It's got a wonderful smell. You can put your hooter in there, Malcolm. You're going to really come up with lovely citrus whiffs. So we use the oil from the blood oranges. We use the peel from the blood oranges. So the crushed peel, because citrus, funny enough, the flavor of a citrus it's not really in the juice. There's some flavor in the juice, but most of the flavor of your citrus is actually in the peel. And so the important trick is to actually use that peel when you're creating that flavor. And then you get those notes. You get those lovely high notes that are coming through from the peel. And you get those slightly earthier notes that are coming through from the juice itself.
Yeah. Now, we promised to talk about meal pairing in this session as well. I know we're going to be ending on fiery ginger, which I know where I'm going to pair that with. But what would you put that blood orange with? Well, what do you feel it will go nicely with?
I just can't help thinking it's just all about a sun-kissed summer. It really is. I mean, I would be going in there with lovely grilled meats and grilled cheeses, food coming off the barbecue. I think it would pair beautifully with a lovely light salad. It's about the sun, and it's about pleasure. And I think it's a hugely flexible drink. It's not too sweet.
I'm going to go with calamari.
Calamari. Why not?
I know.
I can't think of anything nicer than that. So a bit of deep fried squid with a bit of pepper on the top.
Oh, yes.
On the side.
Yes.
We would be away with the fairies.
Yes. Yeah. Really. Okay. Listen. Just at this time, we'll dip back into the cola and that, and just do some meal pairing there. Pizza, pasta.
I think those sorts of things would work. I mean, I also think, you could almost look at the cola a little bit like a really big red wine. So if you're going in there with a really beautiful, well-aged steak, with something quite meaty, with something quite, well developed of flavor, I think a cola would work. I think it would work really well.
Yes.
Great big dirty burger, maybe. If ever there was a heavenly pairing.
Yeah. No, we're not allowed to have meat burgers now in the future, are we? According to people, we've got to have fake meat burgers.
Well, indeed. Pair with your favorite veggie burger. I think there's absolutely no harm in that. No problem with any of those ideas. But no, I think you make an interesting point. Cola isn't. You think meal pairing with cola. What on earth are you talking about? These are complex, big flavored drinks, layers of flavor in them, and I think they have their place at the table with similarly complex and big flavored foods, where actually it might be argued that something a bit calmer of flavor might be lost.
Yeah, and I'll tell you another great thing, Will. If you are the designated driver, you certainly get bored drinking when you're going for a meal. You certainly get bored drinking those fizzy, well watered down pops that you're giving at the table. This is going to make you feel that you're still part of the party, aren't you?
I think so. No, I think so. I think that's absolutely fair. I mean, that's why we put them in beautiful glass packaging. We use lovely champagne paper labels. These are about occasion and celebration. They're lovely cold. They're yummy out of a bottle, even though I know you don't approve of such things, Malcolm. But no, these are wonderful, big, complex drinks. The whole range works beautifully with food. The colas will work wonderfully with it as well. It really only brings me to the ginger with chipotle, the fiery ginger with chipotle to close off on
yes.
talking about all of these.
Yeah.
It's definitely a Marmitey flavored ginger and chili, chipotle being a smoked chili. But boy, oh boy, this is a very special drink. And what this drink does is it celebrates ginger. This wonderful 2,000-year-old medicinal root that people have been using for a range of purposes, but that has a wonderful complexity of flavor. A lot of the mainstream ginger drinks are very sweet. They're very sort of punchy of ginger, a bit blunt, you could argue. And what we wanted to do is actually create a drink which was more of a celebration of ginger. So we use a fresh ginger juice, we use dry ginger, and we use green ginger. So we've got 3 different kinds of ginger going in there. And it has got this incredible smell to it. And actually, of all the drinks we do, this is the most sort of organoleptically, I believe that's the word one uses, getting the senses moving. It has all of those notes. You put your nose in there and you've got the earthiness of ginger, but not just that, because I think a lot of drinks are just the earthy note. You've actually also got the citrus notes that come through with ginger, those high notes, the top notes. And that's why we use green ginger, dried ginger, and ginger juice, because you actually get all of those flavor notes coming through.
I'm back again, I'm back again to I'm 16 years old, I'm too young to buy in the pubs in Carlisle. And I've met this girl and we're going to the disco. Oh, my wife's not watching this. But going to the disco, and I used to drink ginger beer galore, but it was tasty enough because it was made locally and everything, but not with the beautiful taste. But this is taking me back again. By the way, can I pair this with chili?
I think you must too. I mean, what the nice things to know about this are we sweeten it with apple and agave. And apple and ginger have a natural pairing. They're very happy bedfellows, I think, in terms of flavor.
Yeah.
But then we add chipotle in there. And chipotle, some of your viewers might not know what chipotle is. It's more of a sort of foodie ingredient, really, than a drink ingredient. But it's when you get a chili, a smoked chili. So you get some of that heat, but you get a sort of wonderful smokiness that comes through too. And so, there is fire in this. It's undoubtedly a fiery ginger. I wouldn't say it's my children's favorite drink. But it's a wonderful drink, and I think it's possibly the best alcohol substitute. If you're trying to avoid alcohol, but not say drink soft drinks or not drink the ordinary soft drinks, this is a really good foil for that, because that chili flavor almost feels like you're having an alcoholic beverage. And I think that's a very effective strategy when people are looking for, as you say, just something a bit different than what's on the,
Well, it's my turn to cook tonight, by the way, because Kim's out doing some hospitality work today, and I'm, strangely enough, and purely accidentally, I'm making chili tonight.
Wonderful. Well, I think you have a perfect partner. I think Indian food, spicy food, Thai, all those sorts of flavors that often have quite a strong flavor note to them, this will work really well with. So whether it be curries or such like, I think this is a really good partner. Drink it really cold on the side, and this will stand up to any flavor you throw at it. I mean, it's a really lovely big ginger. It makes an exquisite mix. So we've done lots of work around that with lots of hospitality outlets, lots of hotels and bars. It's a really special ginger, and it's a weird one. It kind of pairs with everything. So this pairs beautifully with gin, rather bizarrely. I don't think gin and ginger is something that you often think about. We've been doing a bit of work with an apple cider brandy company down in Somerset. It pairs beautifully with that as well. Burrow Hill apple cider brandy. But it goes well with rum. Rum and ginger. Neck, which is a very famous old drink, the horse's neck. I believe it's a Royal Marines drink. So there's not much that you can't throw at this, and it just becomes ever more pleasant. It's a wonderful, wonderful drink, and I'm really pleased you enjoy it.
Yeah, I think we'll be. Obviously, we're at the end of our tasting sessions there. I just want to sort of summarize before I do my final bit there, that what I've learned, after 40 years in the hospitality trade, and still very much involved with it in lots of ways, there I've always struggled with the stories that people can tell, because that's what chefs do well about a meal. they tell a story. People don't tell the story well about a drink unless it's a wine, or should we say an exquisite whiskey in my case, or gin, or whatever it may be there. But you've got some fabulous stories here for people to tell. Now, on top of that, what I really, really, really like is that the designated driver, and let's be honest, these days, we're all sensible with our drinking and driving, aren't we? There, and we've got this explosion happening again in hospitality, where people have got to be different. The designated driver doesn't have to miss out and drink asinine, tasteless soft drinks and everything. The designated driver now has the opportunity of being part of the party. And that's what I really like as a story behind Gusto. And it's why I think all my hospitality providers listening and viewing this need to be getting in touch with drinkgusto.com. Now, I'm all vitamined up. I'm really sort of energized now after all this tasting session, Will. What about you?
It's been a pleasure, Malcolm. I've really enjoyed talking to you about it. These are drinks for grown-ups. And I think, they come with complexity, they come with flavor, they come with stories and provenance. They have a lovely ethical footprint. They're good for the planet. They're good for future generations. They taste great. And it's all about flavor at the beginning and end of all of it. If it doesn't taste right, no one's going to buy it. And, we take a lot of pleasure in making these drinks and selling these drinks. And then I think, hopefully as the world reopens this summer, our drinks are going to be a part of that.
Yeah. So don't forget, viewers and listeners, obviously you can see behind me where to go to get more information, and also to order drinkgusto.com, and don't forget to make sure that you watch all 3 of these taster session videos with Will. I've thoroughly enjoyed this different event, Will. Thank you very much indeed.
It's a pleasure, Malcolm. Thank you so much.